Picture this, if you will. After making videos mostly using cheap methods and frankly out of sheer boredom, you wake up on the 1st of December 2021 to see that the last few years of actively making these videos paid off. 10,000 people thought your creations worth enough of their time for them to want to see what you want to do next. In the grand scheme of things, 10,000 subscribers is no big deal at all, if internet points ever were a deal to begin with. There are so many more people who have amassed numbers beyond your comprehension, but that doesn't take away that 10,000 people are a lot of people. Try fitting them in a theatre watching you perform. Naturally, you ought to thank these 10,000 people, or at least attempt to. But in your attempts to make something perfect, something you will look back on and say, yeah, I would do that all over again, your audience is already nearly 20% larger. So much time goes by that, at this point, you should be gearing up for the next big thank you. Heh. Picture that. Couldn't be me. I always find that videos celebrating some subscriber milestone are always one of two things. It's either a victory lap for whomever reached the milestone, or it is some indebted cheese fest where the creator never shuts up about, oh, I don't know, I couldn't have done it without you guys, and without you I wouldn't be here, you guys are the greatest, that sort of thing. And I know I'm not helping the stereotype, but just bear with me. Where to begin? First of all, I'm sorry for this video taking so long to come out. As you will see, I have a reason for it, but I should have been better prepared. Me and two friends of mine have worked on this video for a good 2 months, hence the delay. This is also easily the 4th version of the script to have been written, so there's also that. Something which isn't nearly as sluggish as my video creation process is that little number below the username. It virtually exploded over the course of 2021. I often jested that, oh, at this rate I'll hit 10,000 YouTube subscribers within the year. But I didn't think it would actually happen. I said as much in the 7,000 subscriber special. I didn't even think I would be anywhere near close to where I am. I make stupid videos to combat my own boredom. And yet, here we are. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for those who just click on my videos. Thank you, those who have subscribed along the way. Thank you if you just saw me on Twitter plugging my videos and being an overall nuisance. Thank you for your lovely, and not so lovely, comments. Thank you, specifically for watching this video. Because I genuinely did not expect that a channel started as a way to share jokes between friends would blossom into what it is now. And the fact you're watching this video in particular when even I have so much better stuff out there, that means a lot to me. But we have something very important to talk about, an issue which I am confronted with every day. Let's discuss the channel icon. You see, it wasn't always a rendition of an NS5000 Big Jeep or WD-210 by the one and only Dean Walker. No, before that, what must have been 5 months ago at least, it used to be this image. Long-time viewers will know what this image is, but a large amount of people must genuinely be very confused right now. What does a cartoon witch have to do with videos about railways? And therein lies today's story. Long before I made the leap into railway content, my channel was about video games. The railway aesthetic was always there, just no actual content about trains. The primary game I made videos about was a game called Splatoon. You might have heard of it. Using the animation tool Source Filmmaker, I recreated my in-game character, and that was the foundation of my channel. A 3D character posed in various ways to give a faceless YouTuber a face. When I tried to distance myself from Splatoon, a subject worthy of its own video, the character went from a squid kid to a more human design, keeping the outfit and brightly coloured hair. I'd love to credit the artist for these two sprites, but they left the internet a while ago, and I'm not even sure if they would like the mention. We're not on bad terms, rest assured. Through a complicated series of events involving animation models and a lot of inside jokes between me and a select group of people in my Discord server, a chat program for those who were unaware, the character kept getting older and taller. Eventually we calculated the character to be 8 feet tall if you were to trust the scale of the animation program I used. I would like to point out we came to this conclusion before a certain 9-foot tall countess took the internet by storm, so I can now accuse Capcom of plagiarism. If Mr. Capcom happens to be watching, for legal reasons that last statement was a joke. In June 2021 I reached 5,000 YouTube subscribers, and it took me until I had reached 7,000 subscribers barely a month later to get the special video out. There's a pattern here. With this video came perhaps the most drastic redesign yet. In previous videos she was seen performing magic tricks, mostly to get around animating such things as walking. I also have a soft spot for the fantasy and cheesy horror genres. Dragons, witches, shapeshifters, vampires, werewolves, the sort of things you'd use to scare a little child I just adore. In the Netherlands, horror media for kids is kind of a big deal due to the success of authors such as Paul van Loon. Yes, I do live in the Netherlands. Getting back to my very own Scarlet Witch, it occurs to me I haven't mentioned her name yet. Originally her name was Cara, lengthened to Cara Drummond, but at some point, and don't ask me when, I don't remember, Cara was lengthened to Caramel. We'll get back to the question of what she has to do with railways, I promise. I used to tell little stories about Caramel in my older videos. I won't bother linking them because they didn't age well, but those who know which videos I mean could immediately point them out. For instance, she isn't actually all that good at magic. She has a clingy younger sister named Emily. She has an intelligent pet raven. But these are just the things that have technically appeared in older videos. Behind the scenes, I've been writing short stories with the intention to elaborate on some of the things people have told me they would like to know about Cara. Occupation, for their family, age, reason for her immense height, that sort of thing. It's kind of important to note that before this all took off, she really wasn't much of a character. She was a poster girl. She barely had personality, she was just there to appear in thumbnails. And here is where we circle back to the initial question. What does a cartoon witch have to do with videos about railways? Well, really, she's just an amalgamation of my interests, Splatoon, YouTube itself, the fantasy genre, with a little bit of cheesy horror that I wrote into those short stories. I never do anything with these because I write scripts and reports, I'm not a storyteller as it were. My plan was to go the same route that properties as Mario and Barbie take, where the same character is a brand rather than an actual character. Who knows, maybe one day a true trained version of Cara will appear, might lure some Thomas fans my way, which is good for the algorithm. Haha, no, but seriously. I don't know if she still has a place on this channel. I'd like to keep her around, she's channel history after all. But I don't know whether thumbnails with the grumpy witch lady would give off the right... what's the word the young'uns use? Vibe? Either way, as the background footage might have given away, I've made my own 10,000 subscriber trophy for this occasion, where Cara is the centerpiece. Big thanks to my friend at Yasuhirio over on Twitter for printing the darn thing. The finish and paint job isn't professional, but this was one of those experiments I wanted to do because, you know, I could. I'm going to end this video on a question, an ultimatum if you will. Is there any interest in Cara as a character? If not, no big deal. She'll just occupy a thumbnail every now and then like she's done for the past 6 years. If so, I might turn those short stories into videos. All I can definitely say is, even if Caramel doesn't have a place on this channel anymore, strictly speaking, she has a place in its history. Until I get sick of her. Anyway. Now my favorite bit about this is that I'm going to have to eventually do the bottom. And I just know that people like TH are never going to make me forget that I did in fact have to rub Cara's bottom. Hey up lads, just wanted to thank @Nicotine over on Twitter for the thumbnail art and @Dr. Kamet for helping me out with the script. And links to everyone else who helped out with this project are in the description.